Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Oh my Lord. I am on my way to go pick up Tanya Jean for a fountain pop. I just woke up a little bit ago. Alex came home from work tonight and literally got right into bed. It is cold in Indianapolis, okay? It is 43 degrees. I have shorts and Birkenstocks on, plastic Birkenstock sandals. He came home and got right into bed and started watching Netflix. I was still filming some videos. So he was like, went up there, but then he was like, I'm just staying in bed tonight. I am so comfortable. And so when I got done with my videos, I was like, I'm coming upstairs to go to bed too. So I crawled into bed and it was Alex and I and the dogs, and we just hung out in bed all night long, and it was actually really, really nice. It was so cozy. And so I woke up to a text from Tanya, and she was like, fountain? Question mark. And I was like, yeah, I just got up. Do you still want to go? And she's like, yeah. So I said, okay. I said, let me throw on some clothes and I'm gonna come. So I literally just woke up about 20 minutes ago. I had a great day today. It's like, I was noticing that the leaves have changed. So I got up and I went to my training today, my personal trainer, and getting back into the vibe of all of that, which I went to my personal trainer and then I went out to lunch. I was so hungry. And, but she really worked me hard today, and I had a great personal training session with her. And then Alex had accidentally left his phone at home, so he was like messaging me from his computer, and I was like, babe, I'll just bring it to you, don't even worry about it. So after my training session, I drove over and took him his phone, and that was when I noticed like all the leaves, because I was going down like this major road to Indianapolis, and there's like trees on either side, and it is gorgeous in Indiana. I mean, fall is literally here. It looks like the East Coast when you see like the pictures of Maine and Vermont. That's what it looks like. It's so pretty. I know Tanya will try my lip balm. Nobody else will, so I know she will try the coffee lip balm. I just trimmed my nails before I left, and they feel like so good. They're like, my nails have been growing fast lately. I mean, I know that they say, like, if you eat, like, crappy food, or if you eat healthy or whatever, your hair and your nails grow, like, as a result of that, but anyway, so I had my personal training appointment, and then I took Alex's phone, and then at that point, and then I, like, ran some errands, and then at that point, it was like 2:20, and I was like, oh my God, Ruth's Cafe closes at 3. I love this restaurant called Ruth's Cafe, and it's real cute inside, and they have like they have artwork on all the walls that are like just little stuff that you would find like in Walmart, you know, like the sayings, like there's not enough coffee to get me going for the day, like those kind of sayings, you know, and they have them all over the wall, and they have little pictures of stuff. It's just real cute. It looks like you're in Grandma's kitchen. And so they have the best grilled cheese and tomato soup in the entire world. But every once in a while, well, every day they have different soups, and they try out different soups, but they're usually like soups that have meat stock in them, like, you know, chicken noodle soup, things like that. But every once in a while they'll have a vegetarian soup. Like they have a curried, what is it? Carrot soup that is fantastic. But they haven't had it in forever. So I was hoping that they would have that today, but they didn't. So I went in there and I got, it's called Grandma's Grilled Cheese on challah bread. And it's basically just tons of Velveeta on challah bread, toasted, lightly toasted. And then a big bowl of tomato basil soup. And then I got this thing called the lefse, and it's, I think it's like a Greek, I know I'm pronouncing it right because in the menu it says like it pronounced LEF/SA, and it's like these crepes, and then you can put fruit in them or Nutella or whatever. I just get them with butter and syrup, and they are so good, but they're literally like skinny pancakes, but they're rolled over like crepes, but like skinny pancakes. And I just like them because I just want a little bit of the taste of that. So they come in these 2 huge long crepes. I literally eat like half of one, so it's kind of a total waste. But she was like, do you want to take it home with you? I was like, no. I was like, first of all, I don't need any more of it. Second of all, I said, I don't think they'll probably do real well in the fridge, you know. She's like, yeah, probably not. She was real nice. But it was their 9-year anniversary when I was in there today. And they have like this one whole wall that's like a tree. And like not an actual tree, but like this, you know, tree with string and stuff. And it was like, had all of this Halloween stuff on it. It was very cool. I just realized, shoot. Can I turn around? I don't think I can go through here. Yeah, I can't go through here to get to Tanya's. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back this way. And I can't turn left on this street. You guys, this is crazy. What is the fastest way here? We'll probably go down here and go to the roundabout. This construction down here, it's like cut off the road so you can't go through. And I totally forgot. So there was a reason. I always know to trust my gut. My gut told me not to come this way, and I did not know why. And I was like, no, this will be faster, this will be faster. And I was like, something in my gut was telling me not to go this way. So anyway, so yeah, then after that, I came home, and I literally could have fallen asleep. I was like so tired. I got coffee at some point too. Oh, I got coffee after my training session before I went and took Alex's phone. And I stayed and hung out and talked to my trainer and this other trainer there for a little bit while I was there. This is so weird. They actually have a U-turn lane. Like the lane thing goes like that if you look down at the street. Oh, because you can't turn left at the light. So anyway, I came home. And I had texted Alex, and I was like, what time do you get done? Because I may lay down for a little bit. I was so tired. Oh my God, you guys, I got so much of the book done last night. Now Entering Adamsville. It is such a great book. It is really, really a great book. And it's totally not what I thought it would be at all. It's extremely different and not like any of her other books. And I really like it. I'm really enjoying it. So, yeah. So then, I was gonna lay down and I was gonna make my, I was gonna lay down and I was gonna make my videos, but then, like, I kind of got a second wind. So I sat down and, I wanted to film videos on all of my channels today, but I was just, like, really tired. And the weather is kind of, like, knocking me out a little bit, and I think, like, the personal training session and stuff, so I filmed this drama video, about Jaclyn Hill. I read in the video, I read the poem that Darlene wrote in Roseanne. If you guys have ever seen the Roseanne where Darlene writes the poem, and it's like real emotional. It's like one of my favorite episodes ever of Roseanne. I like looked up that poem. I could not believe it was right there on the internet. And it was like, it looked like it was on like a loose leaf piece of paper and somebody had written it out. Well, it looked like her, because at the bottom of it, it said by Darlene Connor. And, so I made that video, and then I did, oh, I know what I did on my way home. Oh, how could I forget? Well, it took me so damn long. Melissa called me, and she wanted me to get this t-shirt, this Halloween t-shirt that we could wear together on Halloween, and she knows I'm always looking for, like, Halloween memorabilia from the movie. She had gone to Spirit Halloween, this, like, Halloween, I guess it's a national franchise people are saying now, and bought this t-shirt. So she's like, you should go. And she gave me this 20%. She like texted me this 20% off coupon. So I called her and I was like, okay, did you just go? And she's like, yeah, I just got home. And I was like, okay, I'll just head over there right now on my way home. And I really didn't expect to be there that long. I was there for probably an hour shopping at Spirit Halloween. And then I did a haul on my review channel of everything that I bought over there. I got some really fun stuff. I spent way too much money, but it'll be stuff I can't get 6 months from now, in, you know, in any just normal store. So, that was fun. I did that. And then I got a call from this, this is really sad. I got a call from, this friend of mine that I hadn't talked to. I mean, it has been years since I talked to her. I don't even remember the last time that we talked. And, I was getting ready, that was when I was getting ready to lay down. And, no, because that was between the videos that she called. And then Alex came home. And then I filmed my second video when Alex got home. And then I checked my message from her. That was when I went upstairs and I went lay down and went to sleep. So I got this message from her. It was very cryptic. And so I called her back, and I was like, hey, what's going on? I haven't talked to you in forever. Oh my God, and her son had passed away this morning. And I just felt so horrible for her. And it was kind of like really, like, it was a medical situation, but it was like a really kind of bizarre situation. It wasn't like, it was like an interaction between things. I don't really want to say a whole lot more than that, but I kind of just felt so horrible for her. And she's like, I just wanted you to know. And she was like, I've been calling people. And so I talked to her for a little bit. I was like, how are you doing? She's like, I feel like I'm in shock, like I'm numb. And she was asking me questions, about like when my mom passed. And she was like, how were you? And I was like, I was shocked. I was numb, but I had time to prepare for it. And I said, it wasn't a child. I said, I can't imagine what you're going through. Her child, he was older. He was like almost 30, but she was like, I was like, it doesn't really make a difference. And I said, I can't imagine what you're going through. It's not comparable. It just, you can't compare the two, I had months of knowing, that my mom was going to pass. Anyway, I was kind of at a loss for words. And, I just kept on saying, I was like, sweetheart, I love you. And I'm here for you, whatever you need. And she was telling me about planning, like, the services and stuff like that. I've always kind of believed that, like, funeral homes and, ministers and pastors and rabbis and stuff kind of move us right into the planning process of funerals, because it's kind of a structured way for us to grieve, if that makes sense. Like, when we don't know what to do with ourselves, it's like, okay, well, I have to do this, and I have to do that, and I have to do this, right? Like, that's how it felt for me when my mom passed. Like, I didn't really have to think about anything. And then, because I was planning, putting this together, doing this, calling these people, I had all these people to call, And then when all that was done, that was so hard. Because, like, I just didn't know what to do next. Like, I was just like, now what? And I can remember even calling my cousin, because that weekend, so my mom, I think, passed on I think it was a Thursday. When it was a Wednesday or a Thursday. I think it was a Wednesday. Then we planned the funeral, got everything ready, but then the viewing and the funeral wasn't until Monday and Tuesday. Sunday and Monday, or Monday and Tuesday, I can't remember. And I said, I don't really know what to do. And Caroline was like, well, what would you normally do? And I said, well, I would normally go out, but I don't really necessarily feel like that's what I should be doing. And my friend whose mom had passed away, like, the year before, like, I went out with her. And you know what? Like, it was kind of good for me, actually. And it was interesting because I had so many people that came up to me and that were like, I remember when my mom passed and my friends came over and we watched movies, or somebody else was like, like, oh, we went out to dinner that night, and then we went out to, like, this club. We didn't stay out late. Like, that's what we did. And then, like, the next night, the same friend and another friend, we drove around and we listened to these CDs that I had made of my mom's favorite music. And people just kept me entertained, and, like, kept my mind off things. And it was really good because I didn't really know what to do or what to think. Like, I was totally out of sorts, like, completely out of sorts with myself, So it was good that I had people that were keeping me, because I don't know that I would have known what to do or what to think, I just was kind of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Like, I just felt like well, I'd never gone through anything like that before, obviously, and it's a surreal feeling when you're going through it, So you don't really know what to think or what to feel. And I feel really blessed that I had people that were, like, kind of like holding my hand through the whole process, Anyway, I'm almost to Tanya, so I'm going to get off here now. It was really sad today. And I will be back in just a little bit. Okay, I'm back. Tanya and I got fountain pops, and we drove around for about an hour, solving the world's problems. Where is my fanny pack? I need my lip balm. I didn't even have her try my lip balm. Well, she can try it tomorrow night at the meeting. Going to the meeting. We have our home group meeting tomorrow night. I didn't mean to leave the last part on a really sad note. The whole thing was so sad. I feel so bad for my friend. know, it's interesting because, like, I get a lot of comments on my drama video from people, and they'll say, like, you know, I'm going through this or I'm going through that, and thank you for distracting me for the day or getting my mind off things. And I think sometimes, you know, like, that's the piece of, like, doing YouTube that I really feel blessed about, is that, you know, just the entertainment factor of letting somebody watch something that's gonna, like, take their mind off of what's going on. And, you know, in all honesty, when I'm stressed or whatever, like, that's what I do, is I go in and I watch a bunch of, like, just videos of people that I, you know, like Nick and Poncho, Nick with his Chihuahua Panchino. They just made a video 2 days ago, but, you know, or just random people, and it's very calming for me. So, I gotta take those patio, or the chairs out, the lawn chairs out of our, or out of the back of the car, because I still have those in there, and I think we used them one time this summer, and they've been in there the whole summer. Well, summer's over now, but I used them one time this summer, and they've, like, been back there, like, clomping around for 3 months. Every time we go somewhere, I have to put my suitcases on top of them. This car behind me is weaving like crazy, like way across the double yellow line. Oh, I'm tired a little bit now. I was going to try to finish Adamsville tonight, but I don't know that that's going to happen. I have like 2 hours left, I think, of it. A little bit less, a little bit more of Adamsville, so I was going to try to finish it tonight so I could start the chain tomorrow, but I may have to finish it tomorrow. I don't know that I can stay up that late tonight. So anyway, or maybe I'll make this a short vlog tonight now. You guys, I was doing all this stuff today, and I forgot to render my vlog until this evening before I lay down. So it was rendering when I lay down, and then I started uploading it when I left to go pick up Tanya. So I had to upload it from my phone and do everything on it. So I didn't get it up until about a half an hour ago. So it was up late tonight. So for those of you that wonder why my vlog was up so late yesterday, if you're watching it now, that's why. I can't believe it's like almost the end of the year. It seems crazy to me. I'm trying to figure out what I want to go as on Halloween. Like, I've got to come up with a costume. If I wait till the very last minute, which is what I always do, I won't wear a costume. I'll just wear what I always wear. And we're going to 2 parties, so I mean, it's like I could just wear a sweatshirt, you know, like a hoodie and a hat, or do my hair and just go and, you know, be comfortable and not wear a costume. But I guess what's the fun in that? Last year, the Halloween costume, or the Halloween party that we went to, God, it seems so weird that was a year ago. Last year when we went, like everybody there was dressed in a costume. I think Jason was the only, no, Jason was even in a costume last year. So, when we go to like the Haunted Fest and stuff like that, Jason usually wears a costume. Jason and Melissa always go as like kind of something matchy-matchy. But I think he may have gone as Thor for the Haunted Fest. I can't remember. still out tonight. I remember like growing up on nights like this, you know, I called Melissa and I were talking earlier, and because I was telling her about everything that I bought and stuff, and sending her pictures of what I bought, and from Spirit Halloween, and I was asking her if they wanted to go out to dinner tonight, because I didn't know that Alex had eaten, so he ate late. He ate at Panera, and I was like, do you guys want to go out to get something to eat? And she said, oh, she was like, I made some chili, and she was like, I would have you guys over, but I just made, it has meat in it. And she started laughing. I was like, girl, it's fine, we'll figure something else out. So but I was thinking about that, you know, like when I was growing up, like on a night like tonight, I would come home, you know, and my mom, because I asked her, I said, did you make cornbread? She's like, no. She's like, I could have, I didn't even think about it. But like my mom would make, you know, chili, and then she would have, I have this blue bowl. I still have them at home. They're like bright blue, like soup bowl. But I would always eat my chili in that with like 1,000 crackers crushed up. And then chili powder I would shake on it. And then, we would have, you know, corn biscuits or corn muffins, and so good. I used to drink a lot of milk when I was growing up. My mom was really big on us drinking, or me drinking skim milk when I was growing up. She would say you have to, you know, like she was one of those people that believed that you had to have milk for your bones and stuff like that. She would always say, your grandma didn't drink her milk, and so she shrunk, because my grandma was like 5 foot her whole life, and she was like 4'10" when she died. And my mom would say it's because she had osteoporosis, and she shrunk because she didn't drink milk. My mom like drank milk until like the day she died. She would get like a gallon of milk and drink it like throughout the week. My mom loved milk. I'm not a big milk drinker. I like almond milk and stuff like that, and soy milk. But I probably wouldn't just like get it and like make a glass of it, unless I was having like a donut or a cookie or something to like dip it in or drink it with that. Like I probably wouldn't just have like a glass of milk. I know that sounds crazy, but I probably just wouldn't. And then, but I can remember back then, we would, I just smelled like all this gas. Maybe it's from that gas station. You know, come home and it would be like chilly outside or cold outside, and we would have chili for dinner. And I can see myself sitting at that kitchen table, and on the corner we had this little TV, and we would watch like Little House on the Prairie. We would like watch the end of the news, and then we would like the evening news, national news, and then we would watch Little House on the Prairie on Channel 4, which was like this local access station in Indianapolis. It was a Bloomington station. And it was on from 7 to 8, and we would watch that from like when we were finishing up dinner. But first we always had to have like a conversation about what I learned at school that day and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like really thinking about like grades, like let's say third through 6 right now, 2nd through 6, because I can kind of remember the books that I would read at that time. And during Halloween, I would always read like books about witches, or Halloween books, or scary books, and like the Phyllis Reynolds Naylor books, The Witch's Sister, which then is Witch's Water, and then The Witch Herself. There's now 7 books in the series. I think she's passed away. There's 7 books in the series. I have all of them. About 2 years ago, I bought them all on what do you call it, on different like thrift books and all this kind of stuff, like eBay. I bought all of them so I could have them all. And I've been wanting to read the whole series since then, and I haven't. That's that taco place that I love, that Condado Tacos. It's so good. We went there for Mother's Day. But I didn't, I was thinking about my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law's in Argentina right now. And Alex talked to her today, and she's having like the time of her life. They're getting ready to go to like Machu Picchu, and isn't that the place that's in Argentina? I think it is. And she's having a really good time. She's done so much traveling this year. She went to San Diego. She went to, I don't know if she ended, up going to Los Angeles, but she went to San Francisco, then she went to Las Vegas, then she went back to San Diego, and then she went to Europe. She was like in Italy, and she went to France, and then she came home, and then now she's in Argentina. But anyway, I can just remember those nights, you know, and like my mom would have the windows cracked open, and we used to have those windows that you crank open, and so she would have the windows cranked open in the kitchen. We had like, there was like 3 big windows, and she would have the one on the right and the left open, the one in the middle didn't crank out, and she would have those cranked out, and you could feel the air coming through, and she would have like candles lit, and then she would have a fire going in the library, because we had like a library that you like step down into. I've talked about this a lot, but we had like an actual library in our house. And so she would have a big fire in the fireplace going in the library, and, you know, and the house smelled great, and just candles lit. And then we would like, you know, watch that, and then after dinner, because I usually like, I don't remember doing a whole lot of homework at home, but if I did have homework, I usually did it like, you know, like at that age, I would have done it like right after school. And so then like, you know, I would get ready for bed and put my pajamas on, and then we would watch like another show, and then like I would get into bed and read. I like read all the time when I was that age. And I can remember like, you know, opening my windows in my bedroom so that the air would come through, the cool air. And we lived in the woods, and so, you know, you could hear the creek, because we had a creek right behind our house, and you could hear the creek, like, you know, bubbling and stuff. And then you would hear like an owl go, woo, woo. You know, I said that, it was so funny, I said the other day that I was like taking the dogs out, and like I was scared, and I was like, there was a sound in the woods, and it was like, whoo, whoo, and somebody said like an owl, and I was like, yeah, it's like an owl, that's what I meant. But I couldn't think of it at the time. We also have a bunny that is living right now in our front walkway. He's so cute. I actually took a little video of him last night. Was it last night or the night before? I can't remember, and I showed it to Alex. And today I was like sitting out on the front porch, and all the neighbors were walking by and stuff, and the bunny just like sat in our front yard for like the longest time. He just sat out there. So anyway, but something about tonight kind of reminds me of those old days, you know, in October, where I would like get into bed and I would like read a book. And I don't ever really read in bed anymore. Well, because I always come out and vlog late at night too. But going through all my clothes, I just realized how many pajama pants I had. I have like some really nice pajamas that I forgot I had. I have like 4 or 5 pairs of like really nice, like thick, like Abercrombie pajamas, and some others. Alex likes those fleece pajama pants. He's been wearing these gray and black checked ones. That's something I can get him for a little Christmas present. It's weird to think about Christmas presents already. Weird to think that Christmas is going to be here before long. I think like Halloween is 2 weeks, so it's on a... Melissa said something the other night about next year sucks because it's a leap year, so we miss like, I didn't really understand what she was saying. But Alex works, so it must be on a Thursday this year, because next year it's like on a Friday, but it's leap. I don't know how it works. So anyway, I think Halloween is on a Thursday this year, so Halloween is 2 weeks from Thursday. God, it seems weird. I gotta talk to Liliana and Carlos and see about going over there to see the kids trick-or-treating, and then going over to Melissa's after that. I'll have to like plan my day ahead of time so I can get everything done. I got a Dr. Pepper today. I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in so long. My battery is about to die. Thank God I brought another battery. But I am not going to vlog a whole lot longer because, like I said, I'm getting kind of tired and I really would like to maybe listen to some of this book tonight before I go to bed. Where's my battery? I know I threw it in here before. I have so much crap in here, you guys. Did I not bring it with me? Come on. I don't know why anybody would need so many chopsticks, but apparently I need to bring, I have like, I have like 6 chopsticks. It's gonna be the last thing I pull out of here. Here it is, I just found it. I need to take some of these chopsticks out. Tanya and I were driving around, there's all these like little church parking lots that have, they have like it cordoned off, you know, where they have like pumpkins and stuff. And Tanya was like, I think that's so cute that they do that. I was like, I think it's really cute that they do that too. She's like, I always think it feels so Halloween-y. I always forget that I have this lip balm in here that Elle Leary sent me, and it's this Tatcha lip balm, and it's fantastic if you're wanting to spend a little bit of extra money on a really nice lip balm. And it's gold flagged, and it tastes kind of citrusy. It's really nice. I have a friend of mine, she's a single mom, she's really cool. Her daughter, I think, is like 10. And you know what she took her, she's like, my friend is like really empowered woman, you know, she's like into all of that. And she really is an empowered woman too. And she took her daughter on to like a ranch for a week, like one of the ladies. She said it was a dude ranch, but do you know what I'm talking about? Like where you like ride horses and you actually stay on a ranch. And she was so excited. And one of the things that she was most excited about was that they're like completely disconnected from Wi-Fi for a week. Like there's no Wi-Fi, no internet or anything. And she was like, I think this is going to be so good for my daughter, but also for myself. She was like to be completely disconnected from all this. And I thought that that was such a great idea. You know, like I often think to myself, well, with posting videos and stuff, it would be really hard. I could do it if I could post and film videos. If I wanted to still do that, you know? I mean, I could do it and not post videos for a week and just be disconnected from the internet. I don't know, that would be a really good experiment, you know? Like, it sounds stupid, like, that we feel that connected. I don't know, let me change my battery before I get into this whole conversation about the internet. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I need to get my car clean. Look at this. Look at this. There's a fingerprint right there. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, because I've really had this desire to just kind of really be disconnected from social media. But the thing is that I don't know, like, it's so weird to me. Like, okay, there was a point for me, and it was really mostly on Twitter, in all honesty. There was a point for me when, I would say Twitter and Facebook, when social media became really, really like it just felt toxic to me, right? It felt like people were attacking each other, you know? And on Twitter, it's interesting that the two are similar to me, but different, because on Twitter, it's a lot of people that don't know each other attacking each other over a difference of opinions, or just being shady, or just being toxic, you know, or whatever, or just wanting to get a rise out of somebody for whatever reason, or because they feel entitled to their opinion, which they have every right to be, right? But it seemed like it was a lot of like this attacking negativity. You know, I would see a lot of people that literally, it looked like they lived on Twitter. Like they were literally on Twitter. I mean, it's like, I just woke up. I woke up a half an hour ago. Now I'm getting a shower. I just got out of the shower. I mean, it was like literally constantly posting about their life. And then on Facebook, I started seeing the same thing. And I would say it was really obvious to me the 6 months before and the year after the last election. It was really politically driven. Maybe it's the age group of the people that I know, mostly on, you know, Facebook or whatever, that, like, that's what they're talking about, the majority of it and all that kind of stuff. But it just was like, it was so much of like, this is how I believe and you can't tell me otherwise. And if you don't agree with me, I don't want you in my life, and defriend me and things like that. And the thing is this, and I'm probably speaking to some people out there that feel this way, like, I know, because I'm on social media all the time. I mean, that's where I go and I find my ideas for the drama videos. I'm on there, I'm posting stuff, so I'm on it, you know, a lot. In comparison to, I think, my other friends that are, let's say, 40 to 60, that social media that has really been developed by our youth is really like, somebody can come out and say a very like scathing, nasty statement. I used that word earlier today. I love that word, scathing. It was actually in the movie Trouble with Angels. It's for the first time I ever heard the word scathing. Did you ever see the movie Trouble with Angels with Haley Mills? Oh my God, I love that movie so much. It's such a great movie. If you've never seen the movie The Trouble with Angels with Haley Mills, and she goes in to become a nun, it is so fantastic. She always says, I have a scathingly brilliant idea. She's always like causing trouble. Anyway, what was the woman that, why can't I think of her name? She played Auntie Mame in the movie Auntie Mame. Rosalind Russell. She's so good in it. She plays like the Supreme Mother, or the Mother Superior in it. But anyway, you know, I think that social media was built by our youth. And so I think that people that are much younger, like even people that are like my husband's age, right? Like they can take the comments that people say with a grain of salt. So when somebody's like, defriend me or whatever, they're like, okay, like it's just not that serious. You know, if they're on Twitter, and it's just like, I think the people that are younger or grew up with social media, like, because I didn't grow up with social media. Most of my friends didn't grow up with social media, right? So I think that people that did grow up with social media are better adept at dealing with it. You know, it's the whole idea of like people that grew up with computers aren't afraid to use computers, where like many of us aren't very technological because we didn't grow up with that. Like I literally can remember the introduction of computer labs. And our computer lab had one computer in it. My high school computer lab literally had 3 computers against a wall for our entire high school. So when I think about that, you know, like, and that my fear still is that if I do something on a computer, I'm going to hurt it permanently forever. You know what I mean? Like if I hit the wrong button, I'm going to destroy the computer forever. I think it goes back to that. But people that are younger than us, like my husband's generation and younger, you know, they grew up with social media. They grew up with always having a cell phone. They grew up, I mean, I didn't have a cell phone until I was in my 20s. You know, they grew up with having computers. So this is all secondhand to them, right? It's all just like, they know how to do it. Second nature, secondhand. Second helpings, yes, I know that. But, you know, like, it isn't that big of a deal to them. So I think, like, when they read the statements or the toxic things, it just is like one ear out the other. It's not that big of a deal. But, like, with friends of mine, like Tanya will literally say to me, like, well, now, I think because Tanya watches a lot of the YouTube stuff and she sees a lot of this stuff on social media, and I really think that her having watched all of it has really lessened the severity of how she sees things now in the real world, you know? Because before, she would say, you know, did you see this? That somebody came underneath so-and-so's thing and said, like, I don't want to talk to you anymore if you don't agree with me and whatever. And she would, like, be really upset about it. And she'd be like, well, what do you think? And I'd be like, Tanya, it's just Facebook. Like, it just really isn't that big of a deal. You know, I don't know. Half the people I know on Facebook have a couple glasses of wine and then they start spouting off about all their beliefs about everything in the world, you know? And she's like, I know, but she's like, don't you think that's kind of, you know, she would say that's kind of a serious thing to say, that you just don't want to be somebody's friend anymore because of that. And I'd say, Tanya, you just can't take it that seriously, right? But I think that the reality is that a lot of people out there don't know really how to take somebody when they say it, you know? So one of my friends put this up. Isn't it interesting when people speak to you through like memes? One of my friends put this up on Instagram the other day, this saying, and I like screenshot it because I liked it. But I don't think I actually always think this way. And when I read it, I was like, you know, that's kind of true actually. And it said, the way that people treat you is the way that people feel about you. And I thought, you know what, like when I read it, I was like, that is really true. Like, when people treat you like crap, it's because they think you're crap, you know? As much as we don't want to believe that, I really do think there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, even like when I look at myself and I think, you know, in the past, the way that I've treated people, and I haven't treated people really very nice, it's probably because of that. And I don't want to be that person today. I want to treat people fairly, you know? I don't know, the whole social media thing is interesting to me, but like if I could... Okay, so this is what I was going to say. So, you know, there was a point for me where, like, I don't ever really get on Facebook. Like, who was I talking to today? I was talking to my trainer because I was telling her that I, like, looked her up on Facebook because I wanted to see if we had any friends in common and stuff. And she said something about, like, I don't know, posting a picture on Instagram. She was, like, planning out her picture, and I kind of laughed. And she's like, don't you do that because you like do stuff on social media? And I go, I don't ever plan out my pictures of what I'm going to put on. I said my husband does very much like plans out like what he's going to, you know, he's got an idea and he wants to post it, and he loves Instagram. My husband loves Instagram, so go follow him on Instagram, Alex J. Paredes. But I think it's linked underneath every one of my vlogs, but I'm not sure if it is or not. But anyway, oh, maybe my couple's Instagram is. We don't post very much over there, but still follow it. Peter and Alex, at Peter and Alex. So I was saying to her, I said, I don't ever get on Facebook. Oh, I think she said she sent me a friend request. And I said, honey, I don't ever get on Facebook. And I said, and in all honesty, I get a lot of friend requests on Facebook. And I've kind of stopped taking friend requests unless it's somebody that like I know personally and I see it come up, because I think I've talked about this, but I had like somebody that went in there and like said a bunch of really nasty stuff and Melissa caught it. That was like when I first got on YouTube. And it's sad, but I just don't accept anybody's friend request on there anymore. That's just how it is. So anyway, so she was like, oh, you don't get on Facebook or something? She's like, I don't get on Facebook that often. She's like, I maybe get on there like, you know, I don't know, a couple times a week. And I was like, oh, I haven't posted a picture on Facebook and I can't even tell you the last time. I said, I don't think I posted like trip pictures. I don't think I know I didn't post trip pictures. I didn't post, I may have put something about our anniversary this year. I don't know, but like that used to be so important to me at one point, you know, and I just don't care anymore. And I don't feel like, I don't know. I feel like back in the day, like it was important for me to share that with everybody. And I don't really have a need to like show that, I guess. I don't know, but I also have YouTube, so maybe that's why. But you know, I really like that coffee. I want the coffee chopstick. But you know, like here's the thing. There was a point when I had to be like, listen, I am tired of getting on to Twitter every single time and it just being so negative. Negative. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And so I actually had a conversation with my counselor about it back in the day, because he was like, well, why do you find this need to get on there? And I was like, well, you know, I'm like looking for video ideas, or people will send me stuff, or I'm reading DMs or whatever. And this is partly why I don't respond to DMs as much as I used to. Because one of the things that he suggested was, he said, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick 2 times a day. Little did I know this little trick was gonna really stick with me for a long time. And he goes, we're gonna pick 2 times a day, and you're gonna get on Twitter just to check in, look at your notifications, and then you're gonna get off. You're not gonna stay on Twitter and just roam through there. He was like, because it's affecting your mood. And you know, there's studies that have been shown that the amount of likes, or if you don't get as many likes on a picture as somebody else, affects your thing, or, you know, on Facebook or Instagram. And I have to tell you, I have friends of mine, legitimately, I have friends of mine that will call me, or I'll be talking to them and they'll be like, you know, you haven't really liked any of my pictures on Facebook. And I'm like, I don't get on Facebook. And they're like, I know, but I saw that you liked somebody else's picture and it really kind of hurt my feelings. It's like this kind of stuff, right? Or if you get 1,000 likes on a picture, it means that everybody likes you and it's validation or whatever. Sure. I mean, and I think there's a lot of truth to that we do feel good when we see that kind of stuff. But it's all a fake reality. It's like, it's not real. None of it means anything, right? So he said, you know, you're going to get on Twitter twice a day. And in those 2 times, the first time you can kind of check your notifications, and then you're going to find whatever you need to find to make your video that you want to find. And then the second time you're going to get on there and just check for a couple minutes, and that's it. You're not going to get on there and participate in these discussions. You're not going to get on there and you're just not. It's not healthy for you. And you're telling me that you're negatively affected by it. And I was, you know, like I would sit there and I would read through stuff, and it was like, the majority of it, when I'm going through the thread on Twitter, was people that I don't even know, have never met, most of which I've never talked to in any kind of life, you know? And I was sitting there, and they're putting something out under 144 characters or whatever that's really getting me riled up, you know, about whatever, an opinion about a TV show, or, you know, something going on YouTube or whatever. And I'm like, I am allowing this to have an effect on me in a way that I can't allow it to have an effect on me. And that was also when I started, because he suggested this and I read an article too, when I started going upstairs and plugging my phone in and then getting ready for bed and doing like my stuff. I haven't done that in a while, and I need to get back to that. Well, I plug in my phone and I go upstairs and I do my prayers and meditations and stuff, but I used to go upstairs and like do my, you know, my nighttime routine. And then like 20 minutes later, I would lay in bed and I would like talk to the dogs and whatever. And that was kind of how I unwound. And so it was like a half an hour away from my phone before the end of the day. And then in the morning, I would get up, I would do my prayers, I would do my meditations, I would do all that kind of stuff. And then once I was like centered, then I would ask myself, are you ready for the day? Can you handle it? And then I would pick up my phone. And that could be a text message from somebody. That could be, you know, anything, you know, but I wanted to make sure that I was centered for the day. Those are things I still do. Now, I don't just get on Twitter twice a day. I don't have times that I get on Twitter or whatever. I hardly ever get on Facebook, and the reality is, number one, when I get on Facebook, I waste too much damn time. I can literally sit there and scroll through, and I'm like looking at somebody, and then I'm like, oh, and then they married this person, and then who is this person? And oh my God, I went to high school with him, and what's he been doing since I went to high school? And all of a sudden I look, and an hour's gone by, and I've been on this stupid phone for an hour, wasting my time. And it's not missed on me that this thing is a phone, okay? That this thing is actually a device where we're supposed to pick up the dial and call somebody and talk to them, but we don't use it for that the majority of the time. The majority of what we use phones for today is social media, checking in, posting pictures, being interactive with other people. But we aren't interactive with other people because we're interacting with this device. We're not actually interacting with people. And I know that, right? But I love social media, and I'll never stop being on social media because, like I love it, you know? I love it because it's entertaining to me, and I love the pictures. I don't like the toxicity that goes along with it. And I think there's a lot of people out there that love social media, and they don't deal with the toxicity. You know, they just don't have a lot of it, you know? So I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, or even on Instagram at this point. I just don't. And so I thought a lot, you know, like, it would be probably really easy. I mean, in all honesty, like, if you go look at my Twitter thread, I go over there and, like, if somebody says it's their, like, I try to screenshot, you know, people tell me that it's their birthday so I can remember a couple people for shout-outs, but I'm usually 3 days behind. And that's because I don't get on there a lot. And, you know, then somebody will say something to me, like tonight I was leaving Tanya's and I like looked and somebody had said, oh, you didn't put your vlog up. And I was like, oh, I gotta get the vlog up. And I was like, it's up now. And, you know, it's just like, my stuff is very simple. It's like, oh, thank you. Somebody will say they like a video and I'll be like, retweet it and be like, oh, thank you so much or whatever. That's about the limit of what I do on there. I don't want to allow social media to affect my mood or my attitude in life anymore, because then I take that mood or that attitude of who I am inside based on that false reality, and I allow it to affect my reality with my people in my life. So then Alex comes through the door and I'm pissed at him because of all this stuff that went on that's not real to begin with. I don't need all that, you know? And I think there's a lot of good that can come from social media. I think there's a ton of good that can come from social media, you know? And I think YouTube's a part of social media, and I think, you know, that doesn't fall short on me. Could I disconnect from, you know, all social media for 30 days? I know that tomorrow, like, if we were gonna go on a trip, I couldn't upload videos, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't get on Twitter, I could do it. I think it would be hard at first. I think it would feel weird. I think it would feel like I didn't know what to do with myself, you know? But I think I could do it. I don't even think it would be as hard as I think it would be. But I could film videos and not be on social media. But the thing that would be hard is that how do I go in and, like, for the Peter Monn channel, the drama channel, that's really the only thing that would be hard. Well, that's not true, because on the review channel, people send me reviews of articles and things, so I don't know. I mean, we really are a society that is led, you know, by the internet and social media at this point. It's weird, isn't it? It's like when I meet, so Caroline's son, his girlfriend, like when I met her, she's so cool and different and real artsy and earthy and stuff. And I said something to her about, we were talking about Instagram, and she said, I don't have Instagram. And I go, you don't have Instagram? I mean, she's like a senior in high school, right? This was like for around David's graduation. And I said, you don't have Instagram? She's like, no, I don't have Instagram. I talked about this on here, actually, I think. She's like, I don't have Instagram. I don't have, you know, any of it. I don't have Twitter or Facebook, Snapchat. I don't have any of it. And I was like, why not? And I thought it was like maybe, you know, like her parents had said something to her, like, you can't have it. And she's like, you know, I just decided that I don't want it. And she's like, specifically with Instagram, I knew that I would compare my life to somebody else's. And she's like, I don't need to do that. I was like, God, you're smart for your age. Because how many of us do that, you know? We see somebody else's picture that's so set up and contrived, you know, and then it's like, it looks like they're having the most amazing time in their entire life, and it's actually literally just and then somebody takes the picture, you know, and then they're back to normal 2 seconds later. Like, okay, let me just say this. And this is no YouTuber, so don't be going and trying to guess. This is people in my real life, okay? I cannot tell you how many people I know that will, like, this is people that are like my age too, okay? It's kind of sad. That they will, like, let's say if they're, like, we were just in San Diego, okay? I'm gonna make this up. Like, let's say if they're in San Diego and they, like, for the day, they go to, like, have lunch at some really, like they go to have drinks, let's say, okay? Okay, here's a good example. Like, when we were in Miami, like, I really want to stay at the One Hotel. God, I wish somebody had a hookup down there. That place is so expensive, and I want to stay there so bad. Well, it's not too bad. I mean, it's still expensive, but it's not too bad if you literally want a room, a small room with no view, looking the other way from the beach with no balcony. And that's still like $600 a night. Oh my God, can you even believe it? But I want to stay in this hotel so bad because it looks so cool. And you guys know I love hotels. I mean, I would just love to travel the world and try new hotels. So, but we went there for drinks. We went there the last time we were there, and we took Jason and Melissa there, you know? And it would be like us going there during the day to have drinks. Okay, so we go, and let's say we spend, you know, like Melissa and I get Coke, so that's what, $10 total? And then Jason and Alex get a beer, and so that's $20. So it's $30 total for drinks, which is still expensive, right? But we spend $30, okay, on drinks at the poolside bar, and then we take a picture, like somebody leave, there's like an empty cabana, and we just sit there really quick in this cabana, and we hold up all of our drinks, and we're like having a great time at the One Hotel in Miami, and then everybody thinks we're staying at the One Hotel, and they're like, oh my God, how was the One? It was so good. And then later, they're like, oh, we didn't really stay at the one. But the picture, you said you were having a great, oh, we just went there for drinks for the day. And I'm like, okay, that was 3 months ago, and you let us all believe. You know, it's just like, it's just all fakery. It's just so much fakery, and I cannot tell you how many people I know that do that kind of crap. Like, they literally do that kind of crap. Like, they'll take a picture in, like, a Lamborghini, and they'll be like, I have a girlfriend. She's so killing for doing this. I love her, and she would own it too. If she was sitting here and I'd be like, girl, you know you do this. She'd be like, oh yeah, I do it all the time. But she is so killing for like taking, like, she'll have somebody take it for her. She'll be like in a Lamborghini or something. Like, she'll like meet some guy that drives a Lamborghini, right? And she'll be like, oh, can I take a picture in your car? And he'll be like, yeah. And so she'll be like leaning here. She probably says to him, will you take the picture? And so she's like leaning here, right, in this Lamborghini. And she'll be like, car shopping. Like, that's what she puts on her Instagram. I'm like, girl, seriously? Maybe man shopping. I don't think car shopping. And she just laughs when I say stuff about it, you know? But there's so many people that do that. And I think, like, if that's my age of people, there has to be, I mean, like, the younger generation has to be even more so about all that, you know? So it's just like, and then you have to ask yourself, why do you care? Like, why do we care that people have that perception of us? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I think we all go through that. Maybe not all of us, but I think a lot of us go through that, where it's like that. Keeping up with the Joneses, having nice things. I think my belt is like too tight or something. Having like nice things, you know, all that kind of stuff. And if you can't have it, then having the appearance of it. And then it's like, yeah, I gotta pull over. This belt is like killing me. Hold on a second. I'll turn the camera this way so you all don't see me adjusting my belt outside the door. I feel like it's like digging into my skin or something. Okay, that's better. Woo! That's a sign you might want to change your eating lifestyle. Okay, but I'm at 23 minutes and didn't even realize it. And I sure did pull right into Steak and Shake. I wonder if they have any Halloween milkshakes here. I should look and see. But they're open, so they're gonna want to say something to me. Hold on. They're gonna want to say something to me. Hold on. Fall favorites. Pumpkin spice. Their pumpkin spice milkshake is only 660 calories. It's not too bad. Their Oreo is 1010. Their caramel apple is 790. Maybe I'll do this. Okay, I'm back. The camera ended. Hold on a second. Somebody the other day told me that Taco Bell breakfast is so good. Did I ever tell you the story about Steak and Shake with my aunt? So my mom and my aunt used to go to Steak and Shake. They loved it. It's like a little, oh, I did not mean to honk my horn. It's like a little diner place, but it's like a franchise. So they have them like in a lot of states. So the day after my mom died, you know, my aunt and Caroline and I went to go do like the funeral arrangements and stuff. And so afterwards, Caroline had to get back to work and stuff, but my aunt was like, do you want to go get something to eat? We can go get Steak and Shake. And I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds good. I was so hungry, you guys. I like the night before, I just was kind of like, I don't think I ate, or I don't even know, but that next day I was so hungry. So we get a Steak and Shake. My aunt was so funny. She always was like, big black sunglasses, she had real short dark black hair, and like blacks, like, you know, St. John's suit and pretty little blouse, you know, like pink blouse or something. She's always very on point. And so there we are up in Steak and Shake, and so the waiter or waitress comes and she's like, what can I get you guys? And I started, and my aunt interrupted me, and she goes, we will have one cheeseburger, one fry, and we will split that, and we will have each a Coke. I was so hungry. My aunt was like, well, I can't remember what the order was, but it was basically that we were gonna split this cheeseburger and fries. I was so hungry. But anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about social media. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, like, and then I sometimes think to myself, like, what would be the lesson that I would want to gain from it? Like, if I was going to do it, like, what would I want to gain from it, you know? Because I'm not going to get on here and be like, I think that, because I don't think that all of social media is toxic. I don't think that all of it is. I think there's a lot of good that comes from it. I think there's a lot, you know, a lot of people have made friends on social media. There's a lot of great things that come from social media, you know, networking on social media, on and on and on. But I think that there can be a lot of toxicity too, and I think it has a lot to do with what your intention is and your motives and what you decide to participate in. And at times I've decided to participate in the toxicity, but I don't want to do that anymore, you know, and I haven't for a long time. And the reality is, when I started doing it, when I started not participating in it, it felt really weird at first. It felt like I was like not part of something. And at times, you know, I have to say, like, it still feels like that sometimes. But the peace and serenity that comes from not being like all messed up and all that, like, it's just really nice. You know, I don't enjoy it. I don't even enjoy reading it when other people are doing it. Because, like, you can tell that people get very emotionally reactionary with what is going on, and then I don't know, it makes me sad for the whole situation. And it's like, this whole situation is like, whatever it is, you know, it can be over something that happened in a TV show, like, legitimately, you know. And then people are like getting really heated towards one another, and I'm like, over a TV show? Like, yeah, there are things that I think that are important that people have their opinions about on social media. I don't know, but you're never gonna win on Twitter. You know, you're not going to ever be able to sit down and have that conversation with somebody. I don't know. I just know for me, I have to be careful of how much I allow in. You know what I mean? And I think it's a good question for anybody. It's a good question I never asked myself, you know, before I started talking to my counselor about that, about, you know, at what point, you know, when he was like, maybe you should pull back a little bit on it. I will tell you one thing that's really funny, though. When we were in San Diego, we were talking about time. It was Alex and Fufu and I, was when we went to the zoo. And we were talking about, it was like, did we go to lunch after that? I can't remember. It was that night. We were talking about how much time we spend on our phone, and I didn't know that there was actually a place on your phone that you can go look and see how much time a day you spend on it and where you spend it and stuff. And Alex and Fufu was like, I know you guys have got to be on your phones like 10 times more than me. And Alex was like, well, I know that Peter was more on it than me. And I was like, and I, in all honesty, I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, I probably am. But it doesn't really, like, I mean, you can see that you do music and stuff like that, but Alex was on it like a lot more than I was, and then Fufu, and then me. I was the one that was on the phone the least. I thought that was interesting. I don't think that makes me any better or any worse than anybody else. I just thought that that was interesting, you know? And it also shows you how many times you pick it up, like your phone, which I think is crazy. Long periods of time go by where I don't pick up my phone. I think that might be part of it, you know, where I'm like reading or I'm uploading videos or something. There's a long period of time that goes by where I just don't pick up my phone. So that might be part of it, you know? Whereas I think, like, you know, with like working, if you're working, you pick up your phone, like, because you want to be distracted for a second or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. It makes you, I mean, it's so weird to me when I think about social media, and like, I'm going to have graduated from high school 30 years this next year, right? We had no social media. MySpace wasn't even around back then. But we hardly even had the internet, you know? And it's like how much the world has changed as a result of that, you know, in the last 30 years in a way that we never understood. And it makes you wonder, like, okay, 30 years from now, well, I'll be 77. Let's hope I'm here. Crazy thought. But, you know, it makes you, like, wonder, like, where are we going to be from a social media internet point of view 30 years from now, you know? I mean, if you had asked me back then, where do you think you'll be 30 years from now? I would have thought it really was going to be like the Jetsons, like flying cars and stuff like that. And a lot of what they said would happen, you know, with like houses being controlled by computer monitors and stuff like that, like the iPads, like that is true. Like I remember seeing that at like Epcot and thinking, look, that's crazy, that'll never happen, you know. We like see a lot of that today, you know, like housing stuff controlled on your phone that you can control and all of that. But like the flying cars and the ways that it would be depicted in movies, like a lot of that, no, it isn't like how it is at all, right? So you think, well, 30 years from now, there are some things that won't be that way, but there will be other things that are. Social media is something I don't think we could have, it literally was like a snowball effect. And I don't think, I think it was that one thing started and then other people realized the potential for using it in different ways. And then it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, if it implodes upon itself or if it explodes and becomes even bigger than it is now, which is probably the case. But the thing is, that's interesting, is that really at the end of the day, social media is just a bunch of humans, with the ability to have easier access to one another internationally. So at the end of the day, it's really about us. It's really about what we want, how we want to behave, I don't know, I think it's something to think about, like when we get on it, like who do we want to be and things like that. Anyway, I've ranted and raved about this long enough tonight. What do you guys think about all the social media stuff? Are you on it a lot? I'm definitely not on it like I used to be. I mean, I don't even think I'm on it. I think I'm on it probably 2/3 less than I was even a year ago. I just don't care as much anymore. I mean, that's really at the bottom of the end of the day. That's really what it's, I really just don't. Like, I just don't care that much about some of the stuff. I got better things to do, But, like I said, I still love it. It's still fun for me to see and, whatever. So, there's another Halloween store, but that one's not as good as the one I went to today. All right, you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm going to get off here now so I can listen to my audiobook. And I hope you guys are having an amazing Tuesday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Make the most of your day. Enjoy it. Do something fun today. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Life is not a dress rehearsal. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say to yourself, I love you, you are valuable, and you are important. And tell yourself good things about yourself. Do your daily affirmations and your gratitude list on a daily basis. Trust me, they do make a difference. Most importantly, let somebody else know how important they are to you. I just realized I've gone through this entire fountain pop. I haven't done that in a long time. But like I said, most importantly, let somebody know how important they are to you and that they make a difference in your life. Just call them up, let them know. And yeah, I love you guys, and I will, is that how I usually end it? I think it is. I was thinking the other day, like I need to come up probably with a new ending. But anyway, yeah, just let somebody know if they mean something to you today. It can be real brief. Hey, I was just thinking of you. I'm happy that you're my friend. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Love ya. It wouldn't shut off.